there is a trend which is being perpetuated by Tanga. And that trend should not be allowed to continue. That seed must not be allowed to germinate in this country. Raila Odinga is expected in Githurai today. In fact, by the time of doing this video, Raila Odinga's convoy was already headed to Githurai. But before that, Team Tanga were involved in something which should not be allowed to happen. It has been happening of late. When Raila Odinga had the lunch at Bama Market, Tanga did something. They mobilized some youths to go and heckle Raila Amolo Odinga. Then when Raila Odinga went to Westlands again, they kind of organized those youths, but this time around, they were contained. In Nyeri, the other day, we saw a football match, and this same group trend continued there. A group of young men drunk came there with a wheelbarrow. They were repulsed. And in Kieni, Kanini Kega also organized a football match. Again, the same goons disrupted. So Raila Odinga is expected in Githurai today. It's understandable that politics is about perception. You must create the perception that you have the numbers, that the people are with you. So Raila Odinga is going to Githurai today. It is not the first time Raila Odinga is going to Githurai. Raila Odinga has been in Githurai severally. In fact, in the last election, I was in the convoy of Raila Amolo Odinga in Githurai. The people there just continued with their businesses. Raila Odinga sold his policies and he left. Ultimately, majority of them did not vote for Raila Amolo Odinga. So what's so special about these particular incidents? Or what's so special about Raila Odinga's visit to Githurai today? William Ruto and his allies must change strategy. I know what's happening and I'm going to explain. President Uhuru Kenyatta is supposed to start or begin his tour of Central Kenya. So these guys want to send a message that the president is not welcomed, that the BBI is not welcomed. And that's why they're doing whatever they are doing. So yesterday, ahead of this visit, Isaac Mwaura, Moses Kuria, Nixon Korir, and Dennis Itumbi met in Utawala at one of the clubs owned by Moses Kuria. So while there, they plotted on how they were going to disrupt Raila Odinga's visit to Githurai. Raila Odinga is not loved in Githurai, which is understandable. So what was the motive of trying to block him? These guys are not blocking Raila Odinga. They just want to send a message to President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is supposed to meet Central Kenya leaders, I think, is it tomorrow or Friday? And then next week is supposed to start a tour of that region. Remember, in 2017, 2013, President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is a Kikuyu, was contesting for the presidency. Uhuru Kenyatta never organized for Raila Amolo Odinga to be stopped from attending any function anywhere in Central Kenya. What Ruto doing is wrong, and we should not allow it to continue. This is not analysis. This is my own personal opinion. It should not be allowed to continue. So Moses Kuria, Isaac Mwaura, who is a good friend of mine, Nixon Korir, and Itumbi met. And then they plotted on how they were going to disrupt that event. So earlier today, Isaac Mwaura went there and incited the traders.
Githurai haitamwagwa damu kwa sababu ya watu wachache. Si ndio? Mimi sijajua na hakuna mtu yote ametuambia. Na wakileta hivyo tuko tayari kuonyesha sisi ndio wenyewe hapa.
So that's Isaac Mwaura. inciting traders. You know, I've always opined here, and if I were to be advisor to Raila Odinga, I would not venture into central Kenya politics. I would leave that to President Uhuru Kenyatta. That's the first thing I would do if I were to advise Raila Odinga. I'll tell him, forget about Mount Kenya, consolidate your base. So they incited those people. Then they went further and paid traders, small scale traders there, money not to go to the market. So each one of them were given 5,000 not to go to the market today. Just to create a perception that Raila Odinga is violent. Let me just read for you tweets by Itumbi before I explain to you why it's dangerous. Itumbi is saying 11 hours ago, this was yesterday at night, tonight, the Nairobi Regional Commissioner is calling Nairobi MPs to accompany Baba to Githurai tomorrow. You got admire the energy and the passion. That's all I can say. So what special interest did Itumbi had in this particular trip? Then, after that, 2 hours ago, again another 12 hours ago, before even that one, Dennis Itumbi is posting, and this is very dangerous. Let me read for you what Itumbi is posting. Goons being reportedly ferried from Kibra to go ban wheelbarrows and mkokoteni in Githurai. Instructions are that they should chant, youth do not want wheelbarrows. They want BBI. Too obvious as script, good people. Theatrics and crude poetry is lying to yourself. You see, from this Dennis Itumbi, because Dennis Itumbi is the chief propagandist for William Samoei Ruto. 12 hours ago, very few people ever knew that Raila Odinga was going to Githurai. And Dennis Itumbi is saying that goons are being ferried from Kibra. You know, the choice of Kibra is deliberate. Basically, it's trying to profile Luos and the lawyers who are the predominant people living in Kibra. And then he's saying they have been to ban wheelbarrows and mkokoteni in Githurai. Where are they going to get these wheelbarrows and mkokoteni to ban? And why is he even talking of banning? Basically, is confirming what Sonko did. And Sonko confessed that the deep state and majority of ODM supporters believe that most of the bad things which were happening to them were as a result of the influence of William Samoei Ruto. So Itumbi is saying that these guys were going there to ban mkokotenis and wheelbarrows. Where were they going to get mkokotenis and wheelbarrows to ban? Unless someone organized for these wheelbarrows and put them somewhere to be banned. So why is Itumbi saying this? So I'm saying some of these things are good for perception, but they're not good for the country. Then Itumbi is saying now that Githurai traders closed down fearing a destruction in capital letters. So basically, it's just trying to say that ODM and Raila Odinga are destructors. They destroy things. Raila Odinga expected there to sell BBI. So because of BBI, hustlers, wallet nja, when other politicians visit, traders make money selling different stories. And this is the kind of things which should not be allowed. Raila Odinga has been to Githurai severally. Forget about Githurai. Raila Odinga was deep in Kiambu, the hometown of President Uhuru Kenyatta, during the last election, Gatundu South. He went there and he was received so well. In fact, at some point, personally, I thought, Kumbe, these guys love Raila. So what has changed now that William Ruto is the one who is trying to win the hearts of those people? It's because of the brand of politics which Tanga Tanga are playing. And this brand of politics is bad. Why is it bad? Number one, it's going to encourage what is called zoning. You know, William Ruto has been campaigning for the last 3 years. These other guys have not campaigned. So if you are talking of zoning, then it means tomorrow, ODM supporters might decide to start zoning their regions. Ukambani might decide to start zoning. And zoning does not need you to be very popular. You just need to figure out that William Ruto is coming here today, is coming to Kisumu. Then what do? We zone it. We don't allow him to address that. Personally, I don't even understand why, for example, Luos should have a problem with William Ruto coming to Kondele, a place known as Darfur. Why he should be denied that opportunity? Because he will come there When he comes there, he will come with people. Most of those people will spend their night in Kisumu. They leave their accommodation money there. They'll eat in Kisumu. Some of them wataenda Kondele wachukue wale wasichana wa 50 bob na 100 bob usiku before the D-Day. So basically money will be flowing on that particular day. So personally, I don't understand why zoning should be allowed. So it's something which is very dangerous, which should not be allowed. The second thing which is going to happen is that we are going to start profiling people. What Dennis Itumbi is not understanding is that by dragging the name Kibra is profiling a community, is profiling lawyers. If, for example, Raila Odinga was going to go to Githurai and minor commander is hiring youths, minor commander does not come from Kibra. He comes from Stare. He can organize his youths from there. And what tells Itumbi that these youths from Githurai itself cannot be hired. They are goons all over. They are goons all over to be hired. So by invoking Kibra, Itumbi is profiling the Luos and the Luyas. And that's why I was telling a friend of mine yesterday that personally, I pity the Luos and Luyas who are supporting Tanga Tanga. Oscar Sudi was on record severally reminding Tuju that the only reason Tuju was in Jubilee was because they wanted a national face. Not because Tuju was adding value. They knew so well that Tuju was a Luo and Luos were not going to vote for him. But he was there as a national face to bring that national face or national image. That's exactly what Dennis Itumbi and the group are trying to say here. The third thing is that it's going to cause incitement. If, for example, these guys are going to go to Githurai and then Raila Odinga is beaten up or his convoy stoned, then next weekend Ruto will be in Mathare or Waraka for that matter. There's a chance that someone will organize to retaliate. That brand of politics, we must say no to it. And lastly, we are going to misuse the same youths we want to give wheelbarrows. If you give youths money to go and cause chaos, and in the process, or you pay the money to go and heckle or cause chaos, then in the process, these youths are countered, some maimed, then what's the need of that 1,000 bob you are giving them? Politics is about perception. And William Samoei Ruto and his allies and brigades are just right in order, in my considered opinion, to pursue that perception of value. But it should not be at the expense of doing these dirty things. That should not be allowed to happen. I know there's so much keen on stopping or sending a message to President Uhuru Kenyatta because the president has announced. In fact, what's happening in Githurai has nothing, in my view, with Raila Odinga. It has everything with a visit of President Uhuru Kenyatta to the region beginning this Friday and next week. I want to try and follow how Raila Odinga's event is going to unfold in Githurai. But I want to assure William Ruto and Dennis Itumbi that you can do anything for Raila Odinga. But one thing you can't do to him is to stop him from coming to a function. I know because I've operated within ODM party. There are instances where Raila Odinga has always been told, don't go to this place. Raila Odinga has always found himself in those places. So when you tell Raila Odinga not to go to Githurai, rest assured that Raila Odinga will be in Githurai. Raila Odinga will be in Githurai, whether he's alone or whether he's with a group. He will do that. So you can't stop Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga, how many times has Raila Odinga been to Central Kenya? How many funerals has Raila Odinga attended in Central Kenya? How many weddings has he attended? How many times has Raila Odinga drank in Githurai? How many? Many times. How many times? Several times Raila Odinga has just stopped there just to greet people, even outside the media. And businesses have always continued there. So you can't tell people that because Raila Odinga is coming to Githurai, is going to cause chaos. What kind of nonsense is Itumbi and the group trying to tell people? So William Ruto must man up, in my considered opinion, and tell these guys that that's not the right way to do politics. it's going to be bad for the country, not good for the country. He must find a way of sustaining that perception that he has support. Paying youths to carry wheelbarrows, pay youths to block, pay traders to leave market. It's not good. These same traders were with Raila Odinga yesterday. Yeah, they met with Raila Odinga yesterday. Bye-bye.